Hey guys, Beastforce here, and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. Phineas and Ferb has a lot of things that is happening, including specials, Christmas episodes, Halloween episode, and etc. Phineas and Ferb dropped this episode to connect the same story beats to thread for the same story in this episode.
Candace, trash cans again!
We've seen a lot of shows doing that, including Fairy Odd Parents and Ben 10 Omniverse. While many episodes like this doesn't have variety, but it's a good concept nonetheless in connecting the two dots between the story. The Ink Tank, aka Kura the Artist, recently did a breakdown on the point of views a couple months ago.
Panic! Oh, look, I can barely hear you over all that screaming in the background.
The Ink Tank did a video 5 months ago of the same story from two different POVs, which is here, and you can watch the video on the Ink Tank's video. While the first part focuses on Phineas, Ferb and his gang along with Candace and Linda, while the second episode focuses on Pinky and Isabella and the Fireside Girls. If this is your first video you watch, please go check the ratings in the link down below, as long as my other videos in the playlist that I have listed on, and make sure to check it out. The 27th episode of season 2 of Phineas and Ferb, written by Mike Roth and J.G. Orantio, of an episode called Bubble Boys. Phineas, Ferb, Buford, Balji, Isabella and the Fireside Girl decide to build a device that blows a huge bubble to float around town. Meanwhile, Candace is practicing her driving with Linda in the car. Dr. Doofenshmirtz tries to take over the world, although country and western music.
I don't know about you into my face.
I really like how the bubble effect is reflected on Phineas' face, which is very cool. And also front face Phineas appears again. What a surprise. I really love how the bubble animation goes while Ferb blowing it, just like in real life.
Next, but that was before I had this. That's because it is. Seize the day. Consider it seized.
That was the extended song of Today's Gonna Be a Great Day.
Quite. Okay now.
You have any extra time for a bubble?
And float around like a little woodland pixie?
Yes, you did. I know what we're gonna do today.
Man,
Wanna come, Baljeet?
Could answer your question. It will take some major rearranging.
Where's Perry?
I presume that's the same entrance that he used for the roller coaster. I like how Perry the Platypus greets Pinky, as we do get to see him in the later part in the next episode of Isabella's story as well. I really like you can see the shadow of Platypus while it's big until the doors close, as you can see the dark. Very nice detail right there.
No good. Get to the bottom of it.
I'm easing my way into the driver's seat.
This is the second time that Candace learns how to drive. When the first one she does it in is Mud World.
To run.
okay, you drive.
Parallel parking.
That was in the backyard.
That was with a monster truck.
Candace, I thought you wanted to be the first of your friends to have a driver's license.
Party over the internet. Naturally, I couldn't go. Completely and totally unlikable.
Not really. You are likable, but sometimes you are kind of an idiot. But you know what I mean.
Music and Western music. Country and Western music.
Yes, Danville Park. We haven't been there for quite a while. I think we did Squirrels in My Pants recently and mini episode, but I don't remember.
Need is the missing bubble ingredient.
Making change.
You hear that theme song, the Fireside Girls song, which comes out later episode, which Isabella and her friends sing.
But if you guys want to help out, we still need some sap from Marie.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Well, Isabella goes into Phineas land, and she does do that once we get there into the next episode in this breakdown.
Field.
I'm singing voice.
You don't have a terrible sing voice unless you try, but not true really. You can definitely sing.
I call it the Yodelinator.
He's thinking like, is that one of his stupid plans again?
Oh. See? That's mellifluous. So my first gig is everyone's going to love me.
Mom, look! Phineas and Ferb!
I don't find that funny.
It happened in the Halloween episode with Baljeet.
That wasn't very nice, Candace.
I'll show you.
Oh, good. Now,
Zap you guys need it. Here.
Dang.
And she did get it in her own perspective, but we're gonna look for it later. As the bubble cover around Phineas, his friends, and the fireside girls, you can see the bubbles just merging into them as they go higher, which is very, very cool, as the machine is still there, making moves while they go up.
perhaps I should get tired of asking this, but
Oh, wait. You are already airborne. You missed my polka recital.
I've heard you.
And don't forget, Pinky the Chihuahua was stuck in there until Candace crashed into a trash bin to get him out. We've already done it for the open before the episode came. I did, but yeah.
enough of your driving.
Not now, Mom.
As you can see, Candace drifting while the smoke is following, which is very well done. I really like that. So how are you going to get the car in the sky? You need rocket boosters to get out.
And how do you even steer this?
Draft.
You get to see the city of the buildings of Danville. It does become more detailed in season 3 and later on. Really like the textures of it.
Know what to do?
And they do the same thing in the next episode, which we're going to break down later on.
Will be ineffectual. The beauty of my candy-colored schedule.
While Baljeet panics, you can see him breathing like that as the bubble gets bigger and bigger. I really like how they thought of that idea of the bubble getting big because of that, which puts a lot of pressure because they were going to cry, but they saved themselves.
Breathing.
More background building of Danville, and we get to see it's more detailed than we thought. Very well done. Really liking it so far.
Danger, I always hyperventilate.
In the tri-state area.
My evil scheme.
The song is called Yodel Yodel Obey Me, sung by Jeff Gunn and written by Dan Proverman and the other writers. It makes me wish we got a extended version of this song because it looks spectacular, but in the end, we all know what happened.
I'm gonna enslave your...
Everyone's wearing different hats. As you can see, there's a lot of people enjoying country music and western music.
You'd even change your name to Amy. Like him.
Yeah, let's do whatever he says. He's terrible.
In Perry's perspective, I don't blame him for stopping this, but let him sing the full song and then you'll stop him. But I wanted to listen to the full sound, but it's still good. But I wish we had an extended version of this. Man, why do you have to do that?
Yeah, it really wasn't. Let's get out of here. I'm hungry.
Completely different types of music.
Doofus has been way more humiliating, and he's playing the platypus's pants. That is so funny. I found some of the jokes are hilarious, but this one is up there.
Huh? Okay, see you tomorrow.
He didn't say curse you, Perry the platypus. He's like, oh, I don't have time for this. You beat me again, and I'm naked, half naked.
Around here somewhere. Old drawbridge.
As the jetpack follows the smoke, as you can see it attached to Linda's car, Candace said they need to fly to get up this thing, and she has one, and she got her wish.
Told you.
So we're back on the ground.
If only Linda Flynn Fletcher opened her eyes for one bit. Oh my word. Phineas and Ferb would have been caught, but in the end, they got lucky. Again.
Her car control has gotten a lot better.
Mom, we're back on the ground.
Gently apply the brake.
Well, relaxing.
I would love to relax in a bubble like this.
There, how's that? Is that better?
Candace, stop screaming at your mom. She's trying to do the best you could to get you to safety. And that's the second time that Candace learns how to parallel park. Amazing.
You have parallel parking down.
I just said the same thing. Wow.
Yeah. But they were up.
Seized. Oh, there you are, Perry.
Let's get down to the ratings. The plot gets a 2. The episode did fine in the plot points, but not quite as spectacular as the other episodes that we did break down later on. I really like the idea of Phineas Ferb and his friends at the Fireside Girls go on a huge bubble to see around the areas of Danville, which is very cool. And with Candace doing parallel parking as well, which spice things up a bit as well, trying to bust her brother, which ultimately failed again. I really like the idea that Doofus's using the hat and nail, trying to hypnotize people once again, but ultimately failed. But in the end, you can't please everyone. Characterization will get a 4. Everyone in this episode is very good. Phineas and Ferb, the Fireside Girls, even Baljeet. People saying, "Oh, that's how we've seen that many times in the Baljeet or the science fair where he gets hesitating and he gets frustrated because he's gonna miss out on things or fail the grade." And it's also nice to see Linda Finn Fletcher getting more screen time as she does come in to see what the boys are doing, which ultimately led to nothing. And in this episode, but it's nice to see her watching Candace drives as well as Doofus, Will and Perry, same as usual. The visuals are 4. There are a lot of things happening with the bubbles, Candace's driving as well, Danville buildings, Doofus playing the song, everything. There's a lot of to uncover, but not as high as the previous episodes that I did, but it's good enough to get a 4. Importance is a 2. It links up to the episode with the Bubble Boys, and the song it is very good, but not quite as memorable, which is the reason why it backs down a bit. The episodes remember for the plot A and another plot, but not quite as memorable as the other episodes. But it is good and it keeps you engaged, but in the important side, not much. Entertainment is a 5. That leaves off with a 17 out of 25. It's not bad, but it's not great either, but it's okay to give it enough. But the episode is only for the plot, another plot of the Fireside Girls, which we're gonna do. Let's move on to the next one. Mike Roth and J.G. Orontea wrote another episode of the story Isabella and the Temple of Sap on October the 17th, 2009. While Phineas and Ferb get the bubble ready, Isabella and the Fireside Girls head out to the old abandoned amusement park where the macaroon tree is and try to get the sap from it. Meanwhile, Isabella's pet dog, Pinky, tries to stop his nemesis, Professor Poofingplot, from stealing hairspray. Once again, we're at Isabella's room, as you can see. The last time we were there, it was I Scream, You Scream when Ferb and Phineas were going to her house while she was sick.
There you are, Isabella.
She's actually wearing the previous pajamas, similar to I Scream, You Scream, but it's slightly different colour.
In the third person, you try it, Pinky.
And he's going to play a huge part in this episode.
I hear a sash calling me to earn it some more new patches. Saying a word no one else in the room knows, Pat.
Did they really make this up, or is this true? And good to see Gretchen and Millie here.
Hey guys, what you doing? A suggestion? Let me guess. The Help Thy Neighbor patch, Addison. Make up patch names.
Of course, when I say it, everyone says it as well.
Those. I have 53. Oh, don't remind me. Excuse to see Phineas. The very thing I live for.
I think Gretchen is the first person to know Isabella has a crush on Phineas. Maybe Ferb, or I don't know, but the only time everyone gets to mention, including Vanessa, Isabella's mom, was in At Your Age, but they don't tell it here, which is odd, but they know, but only if they told now.
Won't we ever go see what Baljeet is doing?
And that is the first hint of Ginger having a crush on Baljeet, as we do get to see them together in At Your Age.
Before. Yeah, and that patch wasn't worth it. Hey, where's Pinky?
I'm still going to put this in the counter, as I missed one where Isabella said, it's funny, and she said, oh, there you are, and I'll still count even its parents.
Hello, Agent Pig.
Agent Mouse, Agent Crocodile, or Gator, Agent Kangaroo, Agent Pig, Agent Bear, and Agent Bird, or whatever.
Hello, Agent Pink.
This is the second time we get to see Admiral Akram. Her first appearance was in Day of the Gelatin.
Has been making a barrage of inquiries.
And this is the first appearance of Professor Poofenplot, as she was mentioned in Day of the Gelatin, which was in the same episode.
Sit out and put the kibosh on it.
Kibosh means decisively end or reject something, which I never heard of before.
What you doing?
It's very rare that Isabella say what you're doing twice in the same episode.
Always getting so wrapped. It's you I care about, Isabella. Can we be together forever?
Phineas became a horse or a unicorn as the rainbow just goes up in the sky while Isabella was just daydreaming. You could see the butterfly and the sprinkles going around it. As Isabella's daydreaming has stopped as it fades out and it goes away.
Girls back at the field.
And that's connected to dots to Bubble Boys, which Phineas and Ferb said the same thing.
And again, we'll explain on the way, Chief, and earn our sap collecting patch. I just saw a cute boy patch.
Stop making this art.
We're there with the color-coded schedule.
Well done, Millie. Fireside Girl have to stay focused.
And by that I mean...
Professor Poofenplot is voiced by Amanda Plummer, and she's in a lot of movies and shows in other media.
So you thought you could sneak up on you jittery little pest. Try to take over the world again. The world until I'm drop dead gorgeous. Because I ran out of my favorite hairspray.
Her goal in this episode is to try and be beautiful, even though she wants to take over the world.
You with something, ma'am?
The woman, the voice who's doing the shot is Kari Walgren.
Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. That product has been discontinued. Used it, and ever since the old amusement park shut down.
You can hear the Gitchy Gitchy Goose song in the background. Also, the good thing is about this is the clowns using the hairspray for old abandoned music part for something.
But I discontinue you from this dimension!
Just like the Doofenshmirtz did to that biker, he sent him to another dimension.
This so isn't worth minimum wage.
And she took it quite calmly.
And I intend to use my me-mobile to get me there.
There are some parts in the calendar that I will count, but this isn't one of them.
The nut tree is indigenous to Mountain Valley microclimate.
As you can see the fireside girls climbing, you can see the background is out of focus. Man, look at Isabella's face when she says it.
You just harmonized with...
Ooh. Rocket nut trees might be located?
Man, Isabella looks so cute in this picture.
Formidable little...
Guru's voiced by Jude Nelson. He was in The Breakfast Club. He also did Transformers the movie as Rodimus Prime. And he's also Ben 10,000 in Ben 10 Omniverse.
Ben, where's Paradox? The Chronosapiens have gone rogue.
And where did they all go?
They were hairspray. Happens to be one sole Morocco old abandoned amusement park over on the next hill.
Do I need to say it at this point?
The old abandoned amusement park. Key of wisdom.
I really like this keychain. You see a glove with two keychains. The guru used the horn thing to use the smoke while his legs disappear with the smoke building up while it's gone, while the girls thought it was.
Flip side.
I know it's a different sequence, but remember Linda said trash cans again, and that was when the second time that happened. This is the first time that Candace hit the trash can, and it helped Pinky escape. Not quite exact as before, but as you can see.
Oh, the old abandoned amusement park. Old abandoned twice. Girl, ditto, Chief. It just smells like feet in here. We'll keep hairspray.
Ginger found the hairsprays in the old abandoned amusement park, which Professor Poofenplot will find later on.
Generally reliable. Wait, I think I found it. I think you're right. Stick nut tree is the sticky messiest. And beautiful Moroccan nut tree, the world's greatest stickerizer. Understand why this place closed down.
Isabel and the Fireside Girls look clean, and then they got messed up with her hair or something after trying to find the Morocco tree. Holly punches the thing as it begins to crack as pieces fall over, as you can see the things deteriorate from the background as it started to rip with everything as it crumbles with it as well.
Down, girls. Have you forgotten who we are? Shoot 46321, and we never give up.
And that is the Fireside Girls motto, and we all see it why. The song is called the Fireside Girls Anthem. I presume it's sung by L.C. Powell, formerly known as Laura Dixon. I presume it's her voice doing the song. And Jeff Saw and Peter Marston and the other writers of the show wrote the song.
Hey, Phineas! Ferb too!
That's the second time, and how did she get that back on her patch?
Key of wisdom.
The first we get to see the car, and it's hippie-like with the designs and the textures around it. As you can see, the camera pans out to the Fireside Girls to the Morocco tree, and you get to see more things in the background. Really nice detail right there. And that's foreshadowing on what's gonna happen in the Bubble Boys episode. Once again, they use their sashes, just like when they did in the Halloween episode when Isabella advises the Fireside Girls to save Phineas.
Quick, everyone, sashes! Trust me! What a cute little tree! Everybody, lean!
Look at this car, it looks like it has a CGI effect. I know Isabella isn't fully driving this, but this foreshadows in at your age that Isabella is actually very good at driving.
Katie! Hey, Phineas! We got that sap you guys needed.
And she's in Phineas Land again.
I said thanks. It does appreciate me. Yes. Yes.
Phineas does, but not enough. As Phineas, there are hints that Phineas does have a crush on Isabella, but every episode he's just been clueless. She found it, and it happens when Isabella and the Fireside calls this thing. Well, they were not there at that time, but ooh, that's gonna hurt so badly.
Pinky the Chihuahua.
I really like this episode better than the last one, even though the two episodes are very, very good in their own right. The plot gets a 3. I think it's slightly better in Isabella's perspective than the Fireside Girl. I really like seeing their perspective on getting the sap, temple sap of the tree for Phineas and Ferb to use it for a bubble, which successfully worked. It's very fun, very action, very engaging. I also like Pinky versus Professor Pufferpot as we get to see them for the first time facing each other. In the end, Pinky did not much to do his thing or her thing, but as Professor Pufferpot thought she won, but the sap building fell down on her as the spray on her, causing her to curse on Pinky. Much as the plot, the characterization, visuals, reports, and entertainment will get the same ratings as this previous episode, as the episode will get an 18 out of 25. It's not because I have a lot to talk about this or anything. Everything connects between the two episodes of Bubble Boys and Isabella and the Temple of the Sap, and it's very well done indeed. I really like to see more Fireside Girls and Isabel, which we do in the B story and many other episodes. As we're done, let's move on to our final thoughts. As I look into the final thought, this is the first episode to be used as a dull flat anime when Doofy was singing Yodel Obey Me while the kids are inside the floating bubble, which is a reference to Glinda the Good doing this in Wizard of Oz. In this episode, Phineas isn't the same height as Isabella, which is odd. And we see in many episodes that Isabella's taller than it's either age progress, height, or inconsistency. This is also the third episode that Isabella's dreaming about Phineas as the Magnificent Fu, Hail Defenia, and this episode. Also in this episode, Isabella and the Temple Sap is based around the title of Indiana Jones. Also, this is the second episode of Core with another story as Watts was in the science fair in the season finale of season 1, and this is the first time Addison and Katie's names have been revealed. As we've done for this 2 episodes alone, there are a late 8 minutes of 11-minute episodes that I'm gonna get through, which will be in one video when the video and then we do the Christmas vacation episode, which will be alone. Which episode is better? Is it better at the Temple Sap or Bubble Boys? Let me know. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.